I love this job. So I've been doing it all my life. Best thing that ever happened to me.
As long as all that is done.
My whole life is Pizza Express. Everything that I have is Pizza Express. We came to Brandon. I was only 14 years old when I came here. It was really, everything was different and new. First time I seen snow, it was October 20th, I think. I remember the day that I came. It was snowing. We had to take the bus from Winnipeg to come to Brandon. Yeah, everything was different. Never seen anything like that before. So yeah, and the first day I came to Brandon, I was late at night. The next day was it was Sunday, I remember, and my uncle, who owned a restaurant here in town, he came to visit us. I thought he was going to welcome us. He welcomed us home and everything. And he says, "Come with me." And right away he took me with him. I thought he was going to go show me around or something. He'd take me straight to work. He had a restaurant and we started working, and we worked all day long. And with dishes, making the dough or making preparation, work in the restaurant. And then at around 7 o'clock, he says, "Come with me again." So, oh God, where are we working? We've been working for 10 hours already. So he took me to the weekend game. So the very first thing I came to Canada, I keep saying that. It says, whatever I did the very first day, I still do. I'm still working in the restaurant business, and I still love hockey and go watch it all the time. So yeah, that's how I came to Canada, basically.
We're a family-run business, and we take a tremendous amount of pride in that. Myself personally, I look at it as more than just a business. I'm the third generation here at Pizza Express, and seeing the amount of history and the work and the sacrifice that my parents and my grandparents made to build a life for us and my family. It's more than just work for me. So when we're here, we're working, we take all of that into account. It's not just to make money or to service our customers. That's all very important in our world, but the big part that drives us is we look at the pictures on the walls and stuff like that, and it's pictures of our family, and that's what's drove myself personally, and I'm sure my dad, to make this place as successful as possible. My family's from a small island called Karpathos, more specifically from the village called Diafani.
Basically, it's about 500-600 people right on the beach. So the water's right in front of it. I went to school there. From grade 1 to grade 8, there was like 30 kids all in the same room. Every class was like four kids. And we all grew up together, really good friends, very, very tight community. Everybody knew each other. It's very old-fashioned, very traditional village. We keep all the traditions still alive today from years and years. So yeah, I go back as often as I can. All my friends are all over the world right now, but we still keep in touch because the way we grew up, we had no stores, no toys, so we just had to create things to play with all the time, and we're best friends from way back till now still. So yeah, we're basically isolated from the entire world, just a little village in the middle of nowhere, and we just had our own chickens, mules, and donkeys, goats. Everything that you need to survive. We had basically no electricity, isolated from everything, no TV, no nothing. That's how I grew up, and I wouldn't change it for anything. It was the best time of my life. My father, after the war, he married my mother, and they had no jobs there because basically they were under occupation from the Germans and the Italians. So he was a carpenter by trade, and he was looking somewhere to go find a job because there was no jobs in Greece. So first he went to Germany for a couple of years, and then he found out that there was opportunity in Canada. They were hiring people up in Gillam. They were doing the hydro dams there, and they were hiring anybody. So in mid-50s, he left my mother that just got married to and came to Canada to find work so he can build a home for her and start a family. So he came to Gillam and worked up there for about 20 years before he decided to come down to Brandon. And he would come back and forth from Greece every couple of years. He had, every time he would come, he would have one of us, my brother Bruce, and then my sister, and then I was the last one. And once he worked up there for 20 years, that's like minus 60 degrees. What you do is go to work and then go home, go to sleep and eat, and then go back to work overnight through the night. And then he worked in Thompson in the mines. He was up north for a long time, all in Manitoba. So in 1974, he moved to Brandon. And after a few years, he brought my family. In 1979, he brought my family here in Canada. Just me and my brother and my mom and dad. My sister had already got married and moved to the United States with her husband. When I first came to Canada, I didn't speak a word of English. I still have trouble with that. And I had to go to school. I started school in the middle of the school year, October. And I would, I didn't speak any English, so it was hard to communicate. They put me in grade 8 when I came, and I had no idea what was going on. They even put me in a French class. I didn't even speak a word of English, but I had to take French too. Anyways, I would go to school every day, and then I would take the bus and go down to my uncle's restaurant and to work there. I would start at 4 o'clock till midnight, and then go home, and then go to school in the morning and come back. So it was tough for me to get. I didn't really like school because I didn't understand it and everything. I just wanted to work. I love working in the restaurant business from the get-go, and that's what I wanted to do. So my dad was a carpenter, so he didn't know nothing about the restaurant business really. So between the help of my uncle and my mom being an amazing cook, really good cook, and we also brought my cousin from Baltimore. He had restaurants previously for quite a few years. Between the three of us, and me and my brother were working for my uncle, so we had an idea what was going on. And between all of us, we came together, we opened this place.
A lot of the stuff that we do at Pizza Express comes from the very first generation. My grandmother, my grandfather, a lot of their homemade recipes kind of come into the different the menu items. So the sauces, a lot of the things that we're famous for were day one items. They've been around for 30 plus years. We've expanded the menu. We've added some different things, but at the core of it, it's the foundation comes from my grandparents, all the recipes.
Some of the names on our menu comes from our kids. Poppy's Pen, and again, that's my daughter. She loved that kind of combination. That was her favorite dish, so we call her Poppy's Pen. Or my other son's name is Christo, so we named the garlic toast Christos Chistos because his friends used to call them Chistos, so we named that item Christos Chistos, that kind of thing. So everything in our restaurant, in our menu, in our lives has to do with the restaurant, basically.
Our peak times get incredibly busy, 200-300 orders, all within probably a 2-3 hour window, and stresses everyone out. But we make it happen, and it's I don't want to make it sound like it's a huge mountain to climb. We have a lot of things in place. We have a lot of outstanding people that help make us all happen. It can be challenging, especially if you don't have any experience. We see our customers come in and they peek their head in the window and they see everything that's kind of happening. And we get comments from people all the time. They're not really sure how we do it. And sometimes we don't know how we do it some days. But like I said, we just put our head down and just make it happen. I guess when it comes to working with family, there's pros and cons for sure. Pizza Express, we have a pretty demanding culture. We're lucky to be very busy, and that creates an environment that requires hard work. My father being involved, there's a little bit extra pressure put on us because we put so much value on what we do here. And so, not that we're fighting or anything like that, it's not anything quite like that, but there's always added pressure to make sure that everything is being done properly. And that's not just because it's father and son, it's just we try to run our business in a way that serves our customers in the best possible light. And anything less than that in our world isn't going to meet the bar. So working with family has all of its different challenges. There's lots of pros that go into it. We're tighter, we work hard for each other. It makes our business better. There are challenges, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone can probably guess what those are. Separating work from family, it's something that we work hard on to maintain. But yeah, I wouldn't change anything about it.
Restaurant business is an extremely tough business to be in. It's very stressful. The margins are not huge, and the profit margins are not huge. So you have to put in the time and effort and the longevity in order to last in this business. Like I said, our secret ingredient is care. We care about what we do, and we care about our restaurant, we care about our family, we care about our customers. We have the best customers anywhere. We have extra people. Even though a restaurant this size, other restaurants will only have maybe 15 people, we have 45 people in order to get the job done, get the job properly. Right now, for instance, we come in at 7 in the morning, and we have 5 employees and my wife here all day long. All they do is clean, rotate all the stock, and prepare the food. We start with marinara sauce, Alfredo sauce, we do our gravies, we do our meat sauce, we do our pizza sauce, we do 4 batches of dough all day long. We cut all the tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, lettuce, onions, green peppers, everything fresh daily for the day.
Food quality is very important to us. It kind of starts with our suppliers and making sure that we're not just getting the cheapest thing available. The majority of the products that we use, if not all of them, are going to be at your top tier as far as food quality. As far as making sure that it goes from raw material to out the door to the customers, we have lots of different processes. Everything's documented. We spend a significant amount of time on training our staff to make sure that all the different criteria for all the different items is met. We have 40-some employees on a Friday night, we're going to have 20 of them kind of here, and everyone has their double checks, triple checks to make sure that everything gets done properly, so that our customers experience, what Pizza Express should be. So we've been very lucky. We put a tremendous amount of focus on consistency in our product, and having been here for 40 years almost, I think we're doing a pretty good job at that. We can always be better for sure. But absolutely, we put a ton of focus on that.
This is how you survive in the restaurant business. Everything has to be tasty, fresh, clean, and organized. And you can't be afraid to hire people to help to do all that work, because if you start cutting corners, the quality is going to go down, the service is going to go down, and you can't have that. We'll always improve. We just did a whole bunch of renovations again to make the place more workable, more so our staff can work in a better environment. We closed our dining room down in order to expand our kitchen so we can keep up with the volume of the business. And our customers appreciate that. They see that we always update. We do outside the building, we paint the building outside. We always doing something to keep the restaurant updated, fresh, clean, and with a great service and great tasting food.
We focus a lot on implementing new dishes. We're always looking for different forms of inspiration. Menu items have come from all over the place, whether it's us, just traveling around the world and trying new dishes, at random and saying, oh, we like that, maybe we can make that work at Pizza Express. Some of it is our own creativity. Some of it is us just being, you know, you work and you're here all the time. Sometimes it's just, I want to try something different, so we throw something together in the kitchen, or some of our staff come up with different ideas. So we've implemented things from all over the place. Sometimes it's more calculated, like we want to, you know, try and make a new pizza. Let's try and come up with ideas. And sometimes it's just, you know, one of our employees, you know, whipping something together and us trying and say, oh, that's really good. And, you know, that's how our spinach dip came to be, just as an example. It's one of our staff came up with the idea, and, you know, we made it happen. Other times, you know, we were in, you know, in Italy or something like that, and, you know, on holiday, and we tried a pizza and we're like, oh, that's really good, let's make that happen. So there's no real limit. We're always open to trying new things. It needs to make sense within our business to make it work and make it scalable. But yeah, we do almost every day. We're trying new things and looking for different ideas that, you know, customers, you know, might be interested in. My favorite dish. I'm a picky guy. It's hard to pick one dish to be your favorite. It kind of ebbs and flows just because you're here enough and you eat here almost every day. Some days you don't want to even look at a pizza, and other days that's all you want to eat. Pizza for sure is probably my number one. We try to mix it up a little bit. That and our subs, probably roast chicken sub or beef and buttons. Those two are kind of, lots of people like that stuff. So yeah, it really depends on the day for me. Last 4 months or so have been interesting times for Pizza Express. With COVID-19, we've been incredibly fortunate that we haven't been adversely affected like lots of other people have. I hate almost presenting it where we've been very lucky that our business has grown significantly over the last 4 months. We say that very humbly because we know the impact that it's had on the world, not only financially but in people's lives, where that matters a lot more than business. But we've been very lucky. There's been a ton of challenges that we've had to face, and we've had to react incredibly quickly to the world that's going on, whether that's our own decisions or whether that's government regulations, and there's lots of different things that we've had to do. During all of this, we made the decision to upgrade our facilities, expand our kitchen, make the dining room a little bit smaller, and able to handle a lot of these different things with just the way that the world is going. It's been very challenging at times. It's been very stressful because a lot of the things are kind of out of our control, which makes it difficult for us to manage. So we've had to be very fluid with our decision making. We've had to manage our staff accordingly as well. Like I said, multiple occasions we've had the best staff that we could possibly imagine. People have worked very hard. They've sacrificed a lot to continue to come to work and maintain what we've been doing.
I started, I was 17 years old. I was a young kid that didn't barely speak any English, and now I have my family, my kids, my grandkids, and I'm still doing the same thing. I really enjoy it. I think the restaurant, the Pizza Express, did everything for us. He raised my family. He gave us financial freedoms that we can do whatever we like. We go on holidays. And he gave me the opportunity to do other work too, like I do in commercial buildings, investments, that kind of work on the side. But this is my main income is from here, right? All the other things that I've done over the years, so those are side jobs. The Pizza Express is what puts the food on the table. And why would I want to get rid of this restaurant where it did everything for me? It does everything for me, and it's always better all the time, and very profitable and very busy, and we're very happy to. I would never want to get rid of it. That's why when I didn't really want my kids to go in the restaurant business, because it's a very stressful job, and I want them to get an education, which they all did and everything, and I wanted to move on and do something different because it's very demanding. Restaurant business is very stressful, very demanding. You have to be here 7 days a week. You have to be on top of things and to babysit all these people, make sure they come to work, make sure they do their job. So I didn't really want my kids to go in the restaurant business, but after a while, when I seen what this restaurant did for us, and my son willing to take it over and continue on the family tradition, then I said, okay, if that's what you like to do, I'll be all for it. And he's taking it over, and he'll be the third generation of Pizza Express. And hopefully he'll keep it as long as he wants to.
In my opinion, business in general, if you're not committed to growing the business, you're going to go the other way, and you're just a day closer to closing. We've always focused on making sure that at our core, we're providing great food, great service. Now our focus, I believe we've done that. Now our focus is going to be keeping up with what customers want. That's providing them new flavors, new pizzas, new this, new that, when it comes to the actual menu, because there's always different food trends that are there that are available and that people want. We take a lot of pride in bringing in new technologies, stuff that not necessarily a mom and pop shop would have, but we're in a position where we're able to bring in those kinds of things where customers see value. We're very customer focused. Everything that we do is with our customers in mind. So with that commitment and looking at the future, it's a no-brainer for us. We need to focus on our customers. What do they want? What do they need? And then how can we deliver that? And if we continue to do that, there's no reason why we can't continue to grow and be here for as long as we choose to be here. I'm a young guy, I have some ambitions, so there's always the draw to try to expand Pizza Express. Whether it's making it a bigger operation here in Brandon, or franchising it, or opening other restaurants. There's always the pull to do that, and it's something that we've considered and continue to consider. That's been on the table for decades. It's a lot of work, and for us to commit to something like that, it's a big undertaking. With the way the world is right now, we're cautious with everything that we're doing. It's a family-run business. We try to focus on what we do here. Anything that happens outside of that, it's something that we've always dreamed of doing. Maybe one day there'll be Pizza Expresses all across Canada, but right now we're focusing on what we're doing here. Make sure that we take care of our customers, and we'll see what happens. But it's definitely a dream of ours.
I would probably retire, look after, go visit my kids. One lives in Vancouver, one's in Winnipeg, the one here. I like to go to Greece every year for 3 months, 3-4 months at a time. I have a nice house there with my boat, so I can relax there for the summertime, near the ocean, where I'm as far as away from the ocean in Manitoba as you can be. This is my home, but my vacation home is in Greece, on a village where I grew up and I was born.